$38,839.50. Approve request for late closing of South Branch 11-1-08. That's a change from the date that we approved. And to approve the lease agreement for the First Bank leasing for the police car.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Is there any citizen comments this evening?
I think we should congratulate the volleyball team.
I think they had a warm welcome the other night when they came back into town.
I thought the fireworks was quite neat.
Yes.
Is there any more citizen comments? Thank you. Administration, Mal?
Just a quick update. Made contact with Kenny's Electric, and we're getting ready to change out those poles there on First Street and then in the alley. We've got some dates. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks we can get it done. But our tentative price right now is right around $18,000 to do that work. So just wanted to let you know. Hopefully we'll get it done before the wait is too bad. So that's about all I have, unless you have something for me. I guess I need approval for that also.
Have a motion?
Make a motion that we, I don't know, do you need it?
It's around it's going to be probably around 18,000. We're going to help and may knock that down.
Okay.
So
And it's to who?
Kenny's Electric.
Kenny's Electric. Approve that expenditure.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no.
Thank you.
Is there any questions for Mel this evening? Thank you, Mel. Administration, Johnny?
Yes, in your packets I included the red flag policy that we've written for the City of St. John. At this point, we just need approval so that we can show that it was approved on this meeting. And if you have any questions on it, gladly. I went to a workshop where I took the new laptop and actually worked on it there, and then was able to just finish it up and kind of tweak it here. So they gave us a good template to go by. In fact, they just handed us a memory stick that had the template already on it and helped us go through and identify what would be the things that we would want to change to make it for our specific city. Some people have interactive internet where they take payments online and stuff, where they would have to include a lot of different options than what we have to. So I was able to eliminate some of those things that don't even have anything to do with us.
We approve the policy.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Oh, wait.
We have a discussion.
I was just going to ask Tom, if you looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's boilerplate.
Okay.
And we'll basically
Same thing.
review that annually, just like maybe even during our audit time, because I'm sure now that this is mandated, the auditors are going to have to ask us about it. So
It'd be interesting to report any time that it gets triggered too, because I'm wondering if you'll ever see it.
well, I mean, these are things that we really pretty much already have done. The girls are very conscientious about, checking IDs and stuff. When somebody comes in to apply for utilities and so forth, Donna being about the only one that works with utility payments all the time, she would recognize when something's really odd. And so those are the two things that are the major red flags for us. And of course, looking at that ID to see if it's been tampered with too.
Well, people aren't going to rush up to try to pay somebody else's utility bill.
Any favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Thank you.
And also, I just show on the agenda there, just a reminder about the meeting at the Annex Building on Thursday, the 6th, at 7 p.m. for Dr. Wyckoff will be there to speak about the future of the city and things that we might want to do.
So is it okay that we all attend, or?
Yes, I have already
Okay.
put, I've got notice on the door, I put notice in the paper, so.
Okay. Is there any questions for John this evening?
He looks like that.
Thanks, John. Fire Department, Leonard?
I've heard a little bit on our fire truck. It ended up not being the slider and stuff they thought, so, and they were thinking it's some solenoids on the side, but they didn't have the equipment, so they had to take it to Allison Automatic Place so they could check out all these solenoids. And I haven't heard back from him yet. He was hoping it was gonna be less than really what we thought it might be, but they just didn't have the equipment to, to check out all these solenoids that runs down the side of that deal. So I gotta give him permission to go ahead and take it over there because it's up there, because it was past what they thought they could do, So I'm just waiting on him to call me and, let me know what it might consist of, And I'll let the council know, what it pertains to. And I'd like to thank all the people that participated in our soup supper and that donated, gifts and came and ate with us and they had a great time. I think people had more fun. We had a highly successful event. And I mean, the people just was overwhelmed. I mean, it was really great. And I just wish all of you could have been there and participated. The volleyball tournament was on and things. I know some of you couldn't make it, but I'd like to see all of you there. And then we used part of our money we made last year from that. We bought things for the Halloween. We put on the Halloween deal at the fire station. We had nightsticks for all the kids. We run out, but we didn't run out of candy. We had over 200 and some kids, and we just didn't know how much to buy. But like I say, we filled them up with more candy than they probably got any house in town. Because we told them to grab the handfuls. We grabbed handfuls, and they had a great time.
Good. So any questions for Leonard this evening?
One question here.
Yes.
On this burn deal, do they still need to buy a permit before they burn in town?
No.
So it's just open burn right now? Okay, well, I didn't know if they still had to call the city building, get a permit.
No. They
It's
do
pretty
need to call in dispatch though, and let them know
Yeah,
to
that's
start
what I told
fire.
them. I didn't know on that, exactly what he's talking about that. So I said, you better find out for sure before you go lighting a fire. Because I know there's a deal on the wind and everything,
Don't fire all the way.
No fire today, hopefully.
Okay. Leonard, what do you think we ought to do about the old fire truck?
This guy up there, I talked to him, Jill, and he's checking through Ford Motor Company to see if we can't maybe find a motor for that and then put padded seats on that and use it for the school deal, where it's safer for them to ride on. And then if any town ever needed a fire truck for a funeral, like they did Maxville, then we'd just let them use that. But he told me about another town that had an older Chevy fire truck, and General Motors, they researched, they went back in there in one of their old warehouses, they did find a motor for this Chevrolet truck, and General Motors did donate that motor to that fire department. So he's researching right now to see if by any chance in one of the warehouses there might be one of those old motors still in a crate, or something, and he said possibility is they might just give it to us to put in that truck.
Okay.
But I feel a lot safer if we had something like that to take these kids around for fire prevention, where they can sit on both sides instead of, but it's up to you people. You people own the truck, so you decide what you want to do with it. That was just a thought all of us had at the fire station.
Okay. Well, I guess that'll give them something to think about till the next meeting, decide what we want to do.
But he said he might buy that truck too if he couldn't find the motor, because he's got another truck out there, and we told him the condition of that body. And he's just totally impressed. I gotta send him pictures.
Yeah,
Well, when we go back up, I thought I'd take pictures, just take them up there to him, you know.
right.
And
Okay.
he'll probably come down and look at it, you know, if this don't work out, because he's real interested. I mean, you're not gonna get much out of it, you know,
Right.
because there's no equipment on it, and you go through that fire magazine that's got all those trucks, and you can buy a truck like that. It's probably not as nice a truck as that as a body, but I mean, it'll have equipment on it, because most of them old trucks are rusted out pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Is there any questions for Leonard this evening? Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you.
Police Department, Sonny?
I'd like to thank the council for the car. We do have it. And we've got all the equipment installed except for one item, the radar. We haven't got it run yet. And it's an extremely nice vehicle, and it's sitting down front here. So when the meeting's over, if anybody'd like to take a look at it, well, they put new tires on it for us, and it has 49,700 miles on it.
50,000.
Huh?
50,006.
Yeah. And it's going to work out fine. They wanted $1,400 to install the lights on it. We called Motorola to see if they'd do it. We can't, don't take them today. And they wanted $1,400 for it, so Adam and I just took a couple days and put all the equipment in it and saved the installing price. So, but it's gonna work fine for us, and I wanna thank you for it.
Are there any questions for Sonny this evening? Thank you, Sonny. Legal, Don? Is
I don't have anything.
there any questions for Don this evening? Is there any new business?
That
Yes.
flyer that was in there about the wind
Yes.
meeting, you read that?
Mhm.
Bob, did you ever get a group together, or?
Still working on it, Becky.
I think we could probably let him know, or let Bobby let him know when it is. You know, good idea.
I imagine it's the same group from, Topeka group. I mean, there's a guy in Great Bend, and I imagine there's a guy in Newton will probably be there, so they're getting at least seeing him.
Okay. So-
KMU is tomorrow too. There's a big meeting tomorrow afternoon with Westar Energy. Westar is negotiating contracts, of course, with staffers, so I'm gonna try and go to that. But we're still good for another year, but it's not gonna be that long, as long as we're gonna have to be in the same boat, so.
Okay.
Jill.
Yes, Leonard?
You know, here several months ago, we was talking about, you know, Mel's needing more room on a building.
Mm-hmm.
What would it hurt, Sonny and I was looking over, what would it hurt to put a large lean-to on the north side of that fire station? You know, like an add-on, to give him more room to, you know, to park, you know, everybody to park in and use something, the city, you know, the police department. It'd be a lot cheaper, I think, to put that lean-to and, you know, a large lean-to on that than it would be to try to erect a building. And there's plenty of space out there. All we have to do is just move the driveway over a little further, you know, and still have a drive, you know, area back there. It's just something to think about, you know, to give more space for the city and police department and everybody.
Okay. Give it a thought. Thanks. Is there any old business?
I don't know if it's old business, new business, or any business, but, you know, several times we talked about doing a workshop for a long-range plan. So once again, we're now about 6 months from starting the new budget. we're a little bit further than that, but it'll be here before we know it. So I don't know if you want to try to set a date, or if you're interested in doing a workshop, or just,
You need to have about 10 workshops.
yeah. Well, I don't know about 10, but a couple till we get something figured out.
Yeah, no, this goes back to something I think Dale tried to do one time, but didn't, I mean, he kind of got the departments together. They kind of brainstormed, the employees kind of brainstormed, and then we just kind of narrowed it down from there and, you know, met. I mean, I don't know whether, as department heads, you think that's something that's productive, to let them have some input into it?
Oh, I think so.
Whether we do it as a whole, or whether you do it as individuals and then compile your information and bring it to us. I mean, I thought there were some good ideas came out of that.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea.
I think we actually did a lot of the items.
We actually, I think, we had a meal, if I remember right, and a day, a workshop during the day. But, I don't know.
Our budget, we're just getting ready to go into 09
Uh-huh.
and start that for January and start looking into 010.
Yeah, because by August, we have to have that completed, and by June, I actually start working on the new budget. So if I know what kind of projects we're looking at, both next year, the following year, and say 5 years down the road, and if there's something that we need to be thinking about that's 10 years down the road, then we need to be really kind of making plans for that and making sure that everything doesn't come at once, or however, you know, the things that we would have to consider.
By that time, you won't have some new council members.
But whatever work you do here, that'll help us get started with them.
That's right.
Kind of an ongoing thing. Well, I mean, the energy, the contract, that'll kind of flow into,
Oh, yeah.
that'll be a huge item.
Well, I think if you're thinking of anything about wind power, you know, your bonds will be paid off next year, so you'll be down to no bond indebtedness on your revenue bonds, so you have some bonding authority. You know, if you're serious about the wind thing, I mean, it's not going to provide you base load all the time, but it'll at least give you something that'll be there. And tonight, you probably wouldn't be generated. November through March, you probably won't generate much.
The wind doesn't blow. Well, I was thinking, do you think the first of the year is too late, or maybe you guys start working as departments ahead of that, or, I mean, I don't know, do you have any thoughts on whether the format, you want them a group meeting altogether, or?
Well, I think, myself personally, I think, you know, our department, all of my guys, we could sit down and talk over some stuff and bring that, what the needs we see, and you guys can do it from there.
I kind of feel the same way.
Your only problem is you're going to start getting in the holidays here, and the meetings through the holiday season is usually pretty.
Well, I guess I was thinking if you guys could do the preliminary, I mean, if we didn't meet with them, you guys could maybe get those meetings out of the way, because they're gonna be during the workday.
And we can make a wish list, so to speak,
Sure.
and Mel knows what kind of equipment, you know, and what's gonna need to happen. I kind of have an idea of where we're going downstairs, but as far as the wind energy and the bigger stuff, that's gonna be you guys, so.
But maybe, you know, kind of start that all in earnest, maybe in January sometime, get the holidays out of the way. Maybe Bob, I mean, maybe some people can get to this conference, and maybe they can have time to maybe
Do a little research.
do a little work on that.
So we want to put on old business, long range plan workshop.
I guess we need to think about whether we would tack that on the back of a couple of council meetings, or have a totally separate workshop. I mean, I'm sure we'd have to probably do it more than once if we did that for the meetings.
I mean, if it was a meeting like this, we'd have some time to get some stuff done, but. Thank you.
Motion.
Move adjourned.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Thank you. And I hope you all went to bed because it's too late now.